So what is the best way to give an effective business presentation? Is it with using text, using audio, or using visual? What I found with my research and my readings was that using all three of them can be the most effective way. But you want to limit your text and use a lot more audio and visual to get your point across. So in like this picture, you have the one guy standing up talking to the five at the table with his picture and his text behind him on the whiteboard or what he needs. But you have that focus on that one main person speaking and that one visual and a few key points on the backboard, but everybody has paper in front of them. So for like this one, I made this bar graph just kind of showing that, the bars are what's going to catch your eyes, not the reading. And that's what you want people to see in the pictures is the most important factors. So like, why did it start at 3 and then drop all the way to 2.5 type of thing. So I borrowed this picture from TJ Potter Trucking Company out of Becker, Minnesota. I was looking through their website to kind of see how they set up their website for kind of effective business ways. And in their heavy equipment page, they have the pictures and they have text, but the text goes along with the pictures, so it's all relevant to itself. I borrowed this chart from the Wayne Transportation Trucking Company. It's in their About section on their website. It shows how they started in 1950 and where they are now in 2010. If I were to go in for an interview to work for this company, this is how I would want to learn. I wouldn't want to read a whole paragraph and try to memorize something. This is a slide from my business class. This teacher does a lot of slides with pure text, plus he talks, but he doesn't always talk about what's on the slides. So I'll read the slides while he talks, so what he's saying just goes through one ear and goes out the other while I'm reading what's on the slide. Handouts are extremely helpful as refresher courses. They just, in a way, they can help if the boss is out of the office one day or he's on vacation. Or she is on vacation. It's just a way for the employees to look back and see what they went over for like new policies. So make sure it's relevant to your presentation. These two pictures, they're not relevant. They're more distracting than anything because then it's going to cause people asking, oh, where's that at? What concert's that type of thing? It's not effective to what's actually being said in the presentation, so if it's not helpful, don't include it. Or if it's too confusing. This pie chart is really confusing compared to the one at the beginning of our presentation where it was just 3 colors, 3 things, not a whole lot of numbers or anything, but like this one, there's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of text, there's a lot of categories, a lot of colors. There's a lot going on and a lot of stuff to try to memorize in one slide. Memos are very effective, especially if you have like people that work out of the office. At the bottom, it gives them a place to find their information, and it gives them kind of a place to see what they want, or go ask more questions. But it also puts the perfect information that you need right there. So finish up with a quiz. Finishing with a quiz could be a very effective way if you don't do handouts or if you just want to kind of have some jot down some notes type of thing at the end of the meeting. But ask them a few questions. If somebody doesn't get it, it's kind of a good way for you to touch base on that again because maybe they're not the only one. So each business runs off everything, like in this picture. You can see that each business runs off, each other. But this picture is extremely distracting and hard to understand. So for the people in the office, for example, a trucking company, this would be a kind of a good example for handouts. The people in the trucking, in the offices, they need to know what's going on so that they can relay the message to the truck drivers. If they can't do that, then the truck drivers are confused, which could, bring a big cost-effective mistake upon the company, which could result in people losing jobs. So handouts are a good way, memos, stuff like that, just to relay the messages to missing coworkers or anything like that. So just to finish up the presentation, handouts are really important. With handouts, you also, you just want to make sure that it includes the most key important information that you want them to remember and take from the meeting. And then memos, quizzes, stuff like that. Just make sure you have everything on point by the time you're done.